Becoming a YouTuber in 2026 is so easy. I've got everything inside this notebook, and believe it or not, it's not a lot. It's actually super simple, but it's hella valuable. Huge for you to becoming a YouTuber in 2026. I've got it all in here and I will show it all in this video for you. So let's jump straight into it. Compared to back in the days, remember last decade, becoming a YouTuber was so hard. You had to be posting for years to blow up. You had to be putting in so much work. But nowadays, I see small creators on my feed blow up all the time. Nowadays, the big creators and the small creators has the same chances mostly of going viral. It's not about how big your audience is, but it's about how well your video is to the algorithm. So let's jump in to it, how you can become one of those kids. The foundation is, who do you want to attract with your content? And most of the times it is your younger self. Because if we build a personal brand that is for everyone, we're not going to resonate with no one. We need to be attracting one single type of person. You probably think now like, oh, it's just one person. How am I gonna build a brand around one person? But the thing is, those pains, fucking hell, and dreams, those pains and dreams are relatable to millions of people, of your younger self. But it's not about like your whole younger self, but what transformation did your younger self want? What goal meant the most for you? How the fuck can I get rid of this shit? And the thing we need to understand there is it's one transformation in one niche, one goal in one niche. For example, my younger self wanted to grow a online business. I wanted to achieve freedom, but I didn't really understand why and how. Why I knew, but how I didn't know that. So I grew a faceless channel to over 300,000 subscribers. We got the YouTube plaque here. But as we all know, if you know my story, it failed. It didn't fail, the channel didn't fail, but the business around it failed because it was faceless. So I was scared to post content, and because of people's judgment, because of family members, because it would look cringe. But eventually I started, and now I'm here building, and that's my transformation. That's how I went from point A to point B. My drawing skills are fucking insane. You don't have to box yourself in with one topic, rather appeal to the whole transformation you wanted. For example, let's take online fitness coaching for example, because that's a big niche. If your younger self wanted to get huge and shredded, you wanted to get abs and fucking hell, and you wanted to get big arms. You don't have to talk about this only. You can talk about diet, you can talk about sleep, you can talk about health, you can talk about testosterone, you can talk about calisthenics, you can talk about exercise, you can do the gym. You can appeal to the whole transformation, not only one topic. So basically, in simple terms, what this means is that we want to grow an audience of people who are your younger self. And look, we have to be cringe in a way that he would love it, but other people would find it weird. That is how you build a die-hard fans brand of people who loves you and people who hate you. Let's do a thumbs down. This is a thumbs fucking So we need to create this polarity, because those people, these are the people who are going to purchase what you're selling. They're going to watch your videos. They are going to be the reason you will grow a brand. And we will create this polarity. This would kind of be like as a us versus them dynamic. Like, for example, normal people, mediocre people would say that it's cringe that we want to build abs to attract women. But your younger self would fucking love it. Talk about that. It appeals to your audience, but it's cringe for other people. He loves this if you talk about it, if you speak up about his dreams and pains, but other people would find it weird. That is how you build a cult. It sounds weird, but a cult brand. Speak unfiltered for him, you speak unfiltered for your younger self, and keep your avatar at the forefront of your mind in this journey when you are creating content. This is really important. Listen up. When you're creating content, you are going to see comments, both good and bad. Both good and bad. And this will affect the way you create content, what you talk about in your content. And that is where it can get really dangerous, because you start your personal brand for your younger self to attract people who has those pains and dreams. You need to keep your younger self at the forefront of your mind when you are going into this content journey of becoming a content creator and building a business around it, becoming a front man. When you start listening to comments, believe it or not, even good, like if someone says, oh, I like the way you spoke in this video, but it wasn't authentic, let's say, for example, or someone says, oh my God, you're so fucking weird, a bad comment, or like, shut the fuck up, stop being so cringe. You can't let those comments get into your mind. You need to keep your younger self at the forefront of your mind in this journey, because that's how you will build a trustable brand. If you're not keeping him in mind, if you're changing all the time, he will lose your trust. Remember that you're building a brand for your younger self. You're becoming a YouTuber for him. You want to help him because he's the one who's gonna make you rich. All right, that's the foundation. Let's move on. Now that we know who you want to attract with your content and how we are going to build becoming a YouTuber, how we're going to build this business, we need to know how to make a good video, how to make a banger. So the most important part is the idea. Look, you can make a really cool edit. You could spend so much time scripting the video. You can go all in on recording. But if the idea is not there, if the idea is not good, if it's not about a dream your younger self wants to achieve or a pain he can move away from, it's not gonna be valuable for your younger self. I'm gonna give you a workflow now to understand how we're going to make this video. So the idea is, what are we talking about? What are we discussing in this video? What is the topic of your video? For example, this topic is how to becoming a YouTuber in 2026. That is what we are talking about in this video. And we want to avoid how-tos because of AI. You can really just go into ChatGPT and ask it any question in your content. So you want to make it into a more of a discussion than a how-to video. All right, this is actually really hard to nail, but unique. We want to make it unique. So for example, this video is unique in a way that I'm not just telling you how to build a personal brand, how to becoming a YouTuber. I'm giving you I took screenshots, I took pictures of my notebook and put it in on a Canva presentation, and I'm just speaking about from my notebook and how to becoming a YouTuber, how to building a personal brand in 2026. That is a unique, I haven't seen a video like that. It is basically the same topic. It is basically mostly probably the same knowledge that you could find in another video, but the unique twist here is that it comes from my notebook. It is something I've written down, done myself, and now I'm giving it to you. As I said, anti-AI, avoid giving tips because of AI slop. Instead, have a discussion and then you can give tips. So you want to give value to your younger self, but so he doesn't think that it is made by AI, because it's so much AI content nowadays and it's so advanced. Try to have a discussion in your video, like you're talking to your younger self, you're giving him advice, you're talking about a topic he dreams of, a pain he wants to move away from, and culture fit. So this is also hard to nail, but you need to understand that, let's say for example, fucking musically, that was something we had like 5 years ago. That's not a culture fit right now. A culture fit right now is how to build a personal brand on YouTube, on TikTok, on Instagram. Musically doesn't even exist, but okay, let's give you another example. So a culture fit could be that you want to build a personal brand because you want to make money online. Let's see. And not because you want clout. Perhaps you also want that. But the main goal is this. So my example here, I appeal to this and not to this. When you want to create a video, you need to think, can ChatGPT give that advice? If it can, then you shouldn't really work on that video, because that is an outdated video to make. So the workflow here is very important. Keep this in mind. Title and thumbnail does 90% of the performance. It doesn't really matter what you talk about in the video. If your younger self is hooked on the title and is hooked on to the thumbnail, then they are most likely gonna watch the video. Because when I'm scrolling, I decide if I'm gonna watch the video from the beginning or not, and then if the video is boring in the middle or at the end, I still force myself to watch the video because the hook was so well delivered. I got a promise that I will receive at the end. So that's why I'm gonna watch the video at the end, because I want to know what is going to happen. So that's why it's really important that the title and the thumbnail is what you actually grind out, and then you can go into more relaxed mode when you're going to record and script your video. So make it the first thing in the workflow when you are going to create the video. Start off by, when you have an idea of mind what you're going to talk about, what's the discussion in the video, first work on the title and then work on the thumbnail. When you have these two nailed, that is when you can start working on the video. This is supposed to be a camera. The title and the thumbnail should match together. So when these two match together, that's when you can work on the video. So how do we make a good title? The title spectrum, think of a title spectrum that at the very end of here, it's a text to a racist friend, and at all the way here is an article title, an essay title that you work on in school. Now, of course, don't be racist. I'm not telling you to be racist, but like you understand what I mean. It's really like, it's really goofy. It's not so serious. And the reason why we want to do this is because we want the title to look like anti-AI. It should look like a real title and not something that ChatGPT has written or Claude AI or whatever you use. The way you can do this is to start with the capital letter and the rest is under caps. So first, becoming a YouTuber. So becoming blah, blah, blah. So like I made this sentence here, you start with a capital letter and the rest is under caps. Start with a capital letter. This is supposed to be a fucking B. The thing is here, the funny thing here is that it can be broken English. It doesn't have to be so professional, because that's when people will understand that this video was not made with AI. It's actually authentic. It's actually real. This looks less AI, and the title should be like a text message to a friend. And as I said, broken English is allowed. Now, of course, don't be racist, but understand that that's how, like, you want to try to get as far to this point to the spectrum as you can. So avoid like the article and try to just be comfortable as if you're writing to a friend. That's how you want to make the title. Don't work on the video unless you have a matching title and a thumbnail. Let me show you something funny here. So I got the title right here. Becoming a YouTuber in 2026 is so easy. And I made a sketch of how I want the title to be. And when I made this here, this is when I actually started to work on the video. And I just created this super simply and easily, just an idea on Canva. I just drew. So that's when you know when you have a banger idea. Because if you go the other way around, you're gonna work on the whole video, you're gonna edit it, you're gonna record it, and then it looks, then like the thumbnail and the title is like and the video will not perform, and you just spent like a whole day making a video when it's like shit. So don't work on the video unless you have a matching title and thumbnail. And this is like if the priority is to go viral. Like once you've established your personal brand, your biggest fans are going to watch your video, like even if it's not like that well made. But at the beginning, we want to like explode your channel as fast as we can. This is their priority. You want to make bangers by first working on the title and making the thumbnail. And when you're sitting there and watching the title and thumbnail, you're gonna like feel like, oh shit, this will perform. When you've got that ready, remember that that is 95% of the workflow. That's like 95% of the heavy lifting. When you've got that banger, that's when you can work on the video with confidence and knowing that it will most likely perform. And I'm not saying that all your videos will go viral, but you're more likely to go viral if you start off by making a banger title, banger thumbnail. When you've got that, that is when we can make your video. So focus on combining the thumbnail with the title. So make sure these two matches before making the video with the title, and not making it brain rot. What the fuck? Focus on combining the title. I don't fucking understand what I meant with brain rot. Then match the intro to the title and the thumbnail. So when you've got the thumbnail of you and you got the title, the hook in your video should match it here, what they're saying, because they clicked on your video because they were promised to move away from a pain or a dream of your video. If your intro, if your hook doesn't match this, they will click off. So make sure it matches. Your first like 15 to 30 seconds of your video should match what the title and thumbnail says. Viewers from shorts doesn't convert too long form content. You need to understand that. Short form content viewers are most likely a younger audience, less intelligent people. But on the other hand, long form content, and you can build both. I'm building like both type of audience. But if you want to build a business around your YouTube channel, focus on long form content, but you can also do this because you are going to build a bigger following, and a bigger following is a great social proof that you are an authority in your niche, that you are a trusted YouTuber. The thing is, create TikToks and Instagram videos and post those videos to shorts to grow your YouTube channel, to have a bigger following, so you look like a more trusted YouTuber. But understand that these people that are watching your shorts will not watch your long form videos too, because these are two different type of people. But post short form content because you want to build an audience there, because there will also be clients that comes from here, but most of your clients will come from long form content. So the easiest way to blow up through short form content is to recreate viral formats for your target avatar and for your transformation. So when you're scrolling, there will be like memes, but not like memes, but it will be like really short videos on your reels, on your TikTok feed, that you can apply. Let's see, I can show you real quick what I mean by this. Teach you how to build a brand, but you can't understand complete sentences. I saw a video like that in the fitness niche industry, and I just created the same video. You're going to see viral videos and recreate it for your target avatar, for your younger self, and appeal to your transformation. So basically, hopping on trends and different formats are okay. So for example, when I'm making long form videos, I try to stick to the same format. I'm making Canva visuals like this, and I'm making like long form talking head videos, as you've seen on my channel. But short form content, you can create a background video with music, you can create talking head videos, you can create like green screen videos where the person is like talking and pointing to things behind him. Different formats are okay. Just make sure to hop on trends, make the video for your younger self, and appeal to the transformation. Now finally, when we have built an audience, you're going to want to make money from your personal brand. And that's when we'll build a course. I know this sounds really bad, but trust me on this one. Creating content and selling a course is the best business that the human eye has ever witnessed. A course is basically a video of, what the fuck, this is supposed to be like a player. A course is basically like a video of series that is made for your younger self, that is a promised transformation from point A to point B. For example, my promised transformation is that you will build your personal brand with confidence, and that you will build a successful business around your personal brand if you're scared to post videos, when you don't know what to do, like blah, blah, blah. So when making a course, you start by organizing ideas and bullet points to those ideas. So for example, let's say if you are an online fitness coach, first off is mindset, for example. Oh shit, this is horrible. Mindset, this is supposed to be a brain. And then we talk about like how to stay consistent in the gym, how to avoid junk food, the mindset to sleeping better. Then we jump into like routines, what to do, what not to do. What more can there be? Exercises, like all throughout your journey in your transformation, you have gathered so much knowledge about your niche. So you just want to put in a whole transformation in a course from point A to point B, step by step, how they can go from painful state to the dream outcome. You record it by using Canva. I created this on Canva. And then you record with Loom, or you can use your phone like I'm doing, connect the mic, and then just yap, but not yap like in a bad way, but yap in a way where you are teaching. Understand that your experience in the niche is more important than how long it took to make the course. You can literally just make a course in one day. You're making the course, you have an idea, you organize all those ideas, you create simple Canva presentations. This is a Canva presentation, and then you record and yap. And this goes way more in depth than this, and I've got a full step-by-step guide on how to do this in the Frontman method in the first link in the description. So check it out there if you want to build a business around your personal brand. And that's it. Now you know how easy it is to becoming a YouTuber in 2026. That's it. Remember, this is the way.